What's up, guys? It's your girl T, and I'm back today with just a little chit-chat, catch-up, get ready with me type of video. A lot of you guys already know that my last video was my September shred wrap-up, as well as announcing the rules for the victory lap. I went ahead and went through with the victory lap, and I'm still going. But I was definitely burning the candle at both ends in terms of increasing the demands on myself with having a tuned-in exercise schedule, really being on point with meal prepping, which required a lot of time in terms of just sort of getting organized and cooking each week. And then on top of that, with the September Shred Challenge itself and just, you know, my obligations in my real life, I decided to add... I didn't really decide. It was more of a subconscious thing. I started doing 2 videos per week because I just kind of wanted to see what it felt like. And while it was really great to do, it ended up kind of making me hit the wall a little bit. As you guys may remember if you saw my last video, I was so tired from just weeks of traveling for weddings and then doing everything else I was doing. After a much needed rest, I am back. I feel reinvigorated. I feel excited and inspired. So I'm just really grateful and happy to be with you guys again on this video. I do appreciate you and think about you and miss you when I do take time away. I never want to be at a point where I'm just making videos for the sake of quotas, where I need to make a certain number of videos per week or per month or anything like that. I want to make videos because I feel inspired to make them. And if I don't, that's when I fall back. But I'm really excited because it seems that the algorithms in YouTube favored me a little bit for increasing my output, and I've had somewhat accelerated growth over the past month or two. So welcome and hello to all of my new friends and family here on the channel. I don't make a whole lot of money off of this channel. It really is just something that I do for fun and because I enjoy it. But as my channel has grown this year, I have made a little bit more AdSense coins, which I decided to reinvest into my channel first by buying my external mic, which you're hearing me use right now. I've been using that for the past several months. I believe I got the microphone back in March or April. This time around, I decided to invest in this. This is a secondary camera, which I'm not going to be using really to do like multi-angle versions of my just talking to you guys type of videos. But I feel like this camera will be really helpful for me because a lot of the times when I'm doing more demonstration videos like wash days, or even I want to start maybe trying to do more meal prep videos just so you guys can kind of see the types of things that I'm making for myself and eating. And it's just really hard to do with the DSLR that you're seeing me shoot on right now, or at least you're not seeing me shoot on it, but you're seeing me through it. The autofocus on this camera sucks, so I really kind of have to be locked down with where I am, and that really limits my creativity and production capabilities here at home. In order to make life easier on myself, I did pick up this little camera, which I think will be good in case I ever do decide to start doing videos that don't take place in my apartment. And it's got this sort of flip-up LCD screen so that I can actually see myself if I actually want to go like handheld. The autofocus is a lot faster and more reliable than it is on this camera. Like I said, I'm not balling out from YouTube AdSense or anything, so I didn't want to go crazy and get some like high-tech 4K camera. I feel like the next time I invest in like a for real camera, it's not going to be one that's essentially a vlogging type of camera. And no, this does not mean I'm going to start vlogging. Never say never, but... But I'm really excited to have this in my equipment arsenal because it's going to allow me to do a lot of things that I haven't really felt like I would be able to do in terms of creating content on this channel. I decided to test drive this guy a little bit more thoroughly and do my first actual filming with this. So the footage you'll see in the Get Ready with Me is all shot on this guy. Spoiler alert, this son of a bitch overheated on me twice during the Get Ready with Me, so that doesn't bode well. I do think that the clips where I had it running to the point of overheating were over 20 minutes long. So that's, I guess, something that I have to keep in mind, but it's really annoying, especially since it was my first time filming with it and I'm already having issues. So who knows, I may end up sending it back and getting something else, but we'll see. There will be a couple pieces sort of like missing from the Get Ready With Me, but that doesn't really matter in the long run. It was really more about just kind of seeing how the camera did in terms of autofocusing so that I'm not having to like worry about being out of focus for a whole chunk of the time or staying perfectly still while I'm doing my makeup so that I stay in focus the whole time. It was just sort of a way to kind of test things out. That was way too much setup, so let's get into the Get Ready With Me, and I will see you guys again at the end. Well, actually, you're gonna see me right now, but just roll the thing. All right, you guys are all up in my grill. Let's hope that this new camera doesn't play me. All of my skincare is done, like my sunscreen and whatnot, so I'm gonna go in with some primer. For all the products I'm using today, I'm just going to leave a list in the description box because odds are I'm going to forget to specifically say what some of them are as I go along. But to start off, I'm going to prime My favorite primer is the Becca Backlight Priming Filter. Unless I need to be mattified, then I use a mattifying primer. But I am a little bit shiny because I did use a little bit of oil in my morning skincare routine. So I'm going to mix that with another Becca primer, which is the Velvet Blurring Primer. It does more of a soft matte kind of effect. It's not as hardcore as, say, my Makeup Forever. But I'm mixing the two because I want the best of both worlds. I want that lovely luminosity that I get from the Backlight Priming Filter, as well as a little bit of taking down the shine that I have going from my skincare. Already looking better, I say. I'm just going to do kind of a one color look, which is honestly what I usually do. This is the Viseart Dark Mattes palette, I think it's called. Yeah, Dark Matte. I've had this palette for quite some time, and it's shameful how little I've used it because their shadows are pretty much the best in the game. So I'm really trying to dig into them more. That pretty much blended itself. It's like I laid the color down and we're pretty much done. My ride or dies already know eyes are always first with me, so that's why we're doing shadow before foundation. I'll even show you guys which color I'm using. It's this one in the upper right corner of the palette. Not a typical color for me. I'm not usually about those warm tones, which is like blasphemous for any YouTube content creator to say. Seems like everyone is constantly doing freaking warm brown smoky eyes, which is not my thing. I'm fucking over it. But I like this color. I don't think I've ever even used it before. I don't think I've ever dipped into it. Because like I said, I barely use this palette. I'm so excited to be filming right now and to be back again with you guys because the break I took was definitely necessary, but it also definitely served its purpose because now I feel so much better. I feel more energized and excited to make videos again, which is really nice. I, for one, really don't like to make videos if I'm not feeling excited and inspired because the content suffers. And as a lot of you guys know, this is just a hobby for me. If you look at my subscriber count, that's obvious. It's not like I'm trying to make this my living, and hobbies are meant to be enjoyed. So if it ever gets to the point that I'm not enjoying it and I feel like it's turning into a job, that's when I need to take a step back. What's new with all you guys? Right before I started filming, I did go in and catch up on comments because when I take a hiatus from YouTube, it's like a full-on hiatus most of the time. I don't really check in on comments and stuff because even though 99.999% of the comments I get are quite positive and lovely and you guys are the best, there's always that one asshole, and for whatever reason, even though I'm not like hurt by negative comments, they piss me off enough because I have to be inconvenienced and block your ass now. I've been making YouTube videos professionally, you know, like not just here, but professionally for over 5 years. So I'm pretty used to it all. I've literally been told to go die. So it's not that negative comments hurt my feelings necessarily. They're just annoying because it's like if you're at a great party and you're having a great time and then one person decides to throw their drink in your face, that kind of overshadows all the other awesome things that happened at the party, even though it was only one person and one incident in an otherwise wonderful evening. And the world has no shortage of losers, so as my channel continues to grow, which does encourage me. I mean, the growth does encourage me. It makes me want to increase my output for you guys. It's also made me a little bit weary because as my channel grows, I'm going to be exposed to more of these assholes in what I consider more of my private place. The channels I work for and where I make my living and where I do YouTube professionally, you know, they're very successful. I feel like at this point, I know what I'm doing. Like, I understand this game. But this is kind of like, I don't know, this is my place, and I don't want assholes in my place. So when I go through comments, I do love talking to you guys, but I just get really irritated by the fact that I even have to go through the hassle of blocking people. It's not even like a daily, perhaps not even a weekly thing, but it's definitely increasing as my channel increases in growth. I'm not complaining about growth because, like I said, that does encourage me. It makes me happy to know that there are people who think like me and are like me out there. It's just a bummer that assholes have to try to ruin it. They don't successfully ruin it, but I hate that they even try. What else is new with you guys? I know quite a lot of you participated in the September shred and quite a lot of you had awesome results, which makes me so happy. I'm so proud of you guys. I'm so happy that we were able to do another fitness challenge together because you guys inspire me, you motivate me. You support me. I am an independent woman, part one, and even my mom talks about how kind of like almost excessively self-reliant I am and not the type of person to ask for help or to realize when I even need help sometimes. But you guys really do help me to stay committed to a healthy lifestyle because you help keep me accountable. So I really appreciate that, and I feel like the September shred was life-changing for me. I mean, we've done plenty of fitness challenges before, but I think this one was really good for me because it helped me get a proper, like for real routine going since getting my dog. Because even with the mind, body, and soul challenge, I had positive changes with that, with sort of checking in with my spirituality, but I definitely struggled more with the actual fitness aspect of that challenge in terms of being consistent. And then I basically completely fell off of it afterward as a result. But this time around with the September shred, I mean, it's been a few weeks since the victory lap, I think 2 weeks almost, and I'm still going. I mean, I got up at 6:30 this morning to go to spin class, and it's a Saturday. Granted, that is not typical behavior. I haven't been like doing that every Saturday or anything, but I definitely am very committed to reaching my goals. And I've bitched and moaned a few times in the past about feeling like I need to start tracking my macros to really finally cross that finish line that I've never crossed after all these years of struggling with my weight. And I am doing that in a sort of roundabout way. I purchased a program from Gauge Girl Training. It's called the 6-Week Shred, and the version I have is the paleo version. And tomorrow will mark the end of week 2. For some reason, there are 0 reviews on YouTube of any of her 6-week shred programs that I could find. I've searched a handful of times and I saw none. All of the results are videos by Gauge Girl rather than reviews from people who have tried the program. So I'm trying the program. Initially, I've only committed to doing 3 weeks of it because I want to see if I've made progress after 3 weeks and then determine if it's worth it for me to finish the program. I'm not really the type to quit. So there is a good chance that even if the net change is 0, I might see it through to the end of the 6 weeks. It is extremely difficult for me. I have to put these lashes on hold, please. All right, so this camera just overheated and I had to shut it down while I was in the middle of doing my lashes, so I went ahead and finished that up. Not a great sign for the maiden filming voyage with this thing, but hopefully that will not be an issue. Anyway, so what was I talking about? Losers in the comments. I know a lot of people call them haters. I just call them losers because that's what they are. Trying out a new foundation. I got it from Nordstrom. By the way, Sephora changed their return policy. It used to be as long as you had your receipt, you would return things basically forever. Now it's 60 days, which is pretty much the same as Ulta's return policy, but it does kind of change how my buying habits are going to be. So Nordstrom had Dior foundations for I think 15% off. It said that they were price matching some other competitor. I'd been wanting to try Dior foundation for quite some time. This is the Dior Nude. They also have like a Nude Miracle or something. And then I think I tried the Skin Star. Both were just very, very orange. But for whatever reason, this one doesn't seem to be as orange as the others. So I don't really know why brands do that, how they'll have a consistent numbering system for their foundations and concealers and stuff, but when you actually look at the formulations amongst the different types, the colors aren't identical. In this case, it might be better for me because this looks like a much better match. Sometimes I don't mind foundations that are running a little orange on me because it keeps me from having to color correct, which I skipped doing today in anticipation of this being a little bit more on the orange side. And it's a little orange, but nothing near what the Nude Serum one that has a dropper was like, or the Skin Star. I think it was Skin Star. Let's say this is on the lower end of medium coverage. Not bad though. Looks nicer in the viewfinder than it does in real life, in my opinion. Now to conceal, I usually like to kind of match the concealer's undertone to the foundation's undertone that I'm using. So if I'm using a foundation that's kind of more on the neutral side, the concealer I use should be more on the neutral side. This foundation is a little bit more orangey yellow, but not as bad as those other Dior ones. So I'm going to just use a concealer that is similar. Specifically, I'm using my Charlotte Tilbury concealers because these are my favorites. And I typically will bring these as my actual foundation when I'm traveling. Like, I'll just bring this and that's it. Because most of the time, if I'm traveling, I don't want to be bothered with foundation anyway. But overall, things are pretty good right now. I'm excited for the holidays, mainly because it's more time with friends and time away from work, which is the thing that I value more than anything at this particular time, because even though things are on paper going well for me professionally, I'm pretty unhappy in my place of work. I've never quit a job before without having the next job lined up. In fact, that was sort of like my motto anytime I was talking to friends or family about if they wanted to leave a job. I was just like, you never quit the job until you have the next job. But for the first time in my life, I'm at a place where I may not be able to wait. So I've been praying a lot about that and just kind of asking for guidance. You know, just asking for guidance, asking for God to basically just let me know what to do. And if I am supposed to leave this job despite not having a new one lined up, to bless me with the courage to do that. I can't really get into it. I mean, I guess I could, but I'm not going to, because a lot of you guys actually know where I work and stuff, and I don't want to deal with that drama right now. And by the way, it's not about the channel that I work for. It's about the people who own that channel. But anyway, yeah, like earlier in this week, I was on the verge of straight up walking out. Prayed about it, slept on it, and I was blessed with the patience and tenacity to kind of persevere. And I actually had some really good productive days at work on Thursday and Friday of this week. And like, I just felt so good, about like getting the tasks done that I needed to get done and everything. And that's what makes me feel good anyway. It's like a productive day is a great day for me, but it's really more about the company as a whole. If any of you guys have ever felt the overwhelming need to remove yourself from your source of income, your place of work, without having a plan B, without having the next job, let me know how you knew that it was time to do it and how you handled it when you did leave. Because like I said, I've been praying on this for quite some time now. I mean, this is not a recent thing. This has been going on for over a year. And mostly I just pray for opportunities. Like, I pray for the next job to come along. But I'm wondering if maybe that's not what God has in mind for me. Maybe he's telling me that I don't need someone else to hand me the next opportunity. Maybe he's telling me it's time to stop working for other people. So we'll see. I'm just going to be a big girl and stick it out for now. And just pray for strength and talent and creativity and courage. A lot of you guys have been asking me if I'm going to be doing my Fitmas challenge again this year with the holidays on the way. You know, Halloween is right around the corner, and then Thanksgiving, and then next thing you know, it'll be Christmas, and I am absolutely going to be doing my Fitmas challenge. I haven't decided if I'm going to do like a 3-week challenge or a 4-week, but it's definitely not going to be as long as September Shred. It's not going to be 6 weeks or anything like that. And, you know, I don't think it's going to be anything outlandish. I feel like the rules will be pretty much in line with the things I typically do in all the challenges, but I do like to throw in kind of one aspect to make each challenge a bit unique to itself. So I've got to figure out what that's going to be, as well as the specific dates I'm going to do it. Oh, you know, I got completely off topic with the whole Gauge Girl Shred thing, because that's when my camera overheated. So yeah, I am on day 13. It's a 6-week shred program where she basically maps out all of your meals according to calories and macronutrients. Macronutrients are, of course, carbohydrates, fats, and protein. The way it's set up with this program is you're eating the most in terms of grams of protein each week. And macros are something that bodybuilders focus on and really tweak and work with and manipulate to get the results that they need to get as bodybuilders. Fitness competitors do it. A lot of athletes do it. The problem is it's just really kind of tedious and difficult. It's a lot of numbers crunching. It's a lot of planning. And it was something that I've been wanting to try for a long time, but I was just intimidated by how complicated it is. So that's why I decided to try this program. So far, I'm fucking miserable. Not because I hate eating clean foods. Like, that's not really the issue. I'm actually fine with, you know, keeping things clean. I just don't like a lot of things about the program's structure or lack thereof, explanations, things like that. So like I was saying earlier, I have not seen anyone do any review on any version of the Gauge Girl 6-week shred programs, although it comes up in the predictive text. If you actually go to the search bar on YouTube, people are looking for these reviews. They're just not there. Maybe I guess I'll be the first, because I feel like I have quite a lot of thoughts on this program and where it could be improved and what's, you know, helpful about it and things like that. So I've committed to doing a minimum of 3 weeks. I'm going to take measurements at the end of 3 weeks, see where I am, and see if it is actually worth it to continue, or if I feel that it's not worth the lifestyle changes that I don't like that come with this program to continue. Basically, if I feel like I've gotten no progress, I'm not going to keep doing it. Most likely. It's kind of tough because the first 2 weeks have the same sort of calorie counts and stuff, and then weeks 3 and 4 have basically the same calorie count, and then weeks 5 and 6 have the same calorie count, but you're going down in calories at those increments. So you're eating a little bit less over weeks 3 and 4, and then even less than that over weeks 5 and 6. So by week 3, I'll have only had 1 week of a reduced calorie count compared to weeks 1 and 2. So I might be afraid that it might be like premature to quit. Because, you know, I'm not really a quitter, but I also don't see any value in being miserable doing something that isn't working for me. So I'll have to see. I mean, I'm going to do at least 3 weeks, and if I'm on the fence about continuing at week 3, I'll just continue it week by week probably. It's sort of like when you're renting an apartment and you have a lease, and then after that you go month to month. In this case, my lease is for 3 weeks, and then after that I'm going to go week to week, I think. Although I really would like to kind of see it through all the way to the end, just to see if maybe all of the changes happened in the last 2 weeks or something. So it's kind of a tough call for me right now. In a shocking turn of events, you guys, by the way, I'm going to highlight with the Fuego highlighter from Desi X Katie. I turned a corner on this highlighter and I really like it. I like this one more than the Mirame one. You just have to really blend it out. All my ride or dies know that I'm not a fan of those like ridiculous over-the-top highlighters, which is what these can be. But I find that this one, I just like the color better than I do the other one. And if I really, really blend it well, it's quite nice. I've been reaching for it a lot since that video, to my surprise. By the way, the final restock for Desi X Katie is up right now on doseofcolors.com if you guys were interested in checking out any of the collection. This is the last time they're restocking it, and I think they're serious, so I would suggest getting on it if you were curious about anything, because I looked at it yesterday and the only thing that was sold out is the lip gloss. In terms of what I would recommend picking up, my favorite items are #1 by far the eyeshadow quad, The Girls it's called. If you only get one thing, that's my favorite thing from the whole collection. I love that eyeshadow quad. I've been wearing Turbo Sun and Harpoon the most, and I get so many compliments every time I wear those shadows. I'm kind of done here. I need to finish up my eye makeup on the bottom and then put on some lips. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so this camera overheated a second time on me, so I went ahead and finished my eye makeup. Basically just ran that same color from the Viseart. I can never remember how to pronounce it, even though I know Stephanie Nicole has clarified how to pronounce it. But I ran the same color underneath my eye, added some bottom lash mascara, black liner, and obviously a lip. This is the Taraji P. Henson Viva Glam 2, that the collaboration she did with MAC recently. I don't pay attention to MAC's limited edition collaboration bullshit anymore, because there were just a few years where they were trying it. It was a new collaboration, new collection every other week. It was just too many, too much, too often, and it all became noise. But I happened to see a promo image for Taraji with this one, and it just looked like an interesting color and like something I didn't have in my collection, so I picked it up. I do have a darker liner around the outside, and I also do have it topped with the matching lip gloss. So this is pretty much the finished look. I like how it turned out. It's rather fall appropriate. So I'm gonna get my hair situated, get my nose ring in, and then I will see you guys on my old camera, which has, to my recollection, never overheated on me. Here we are. I sorted out the hair and put in my nose ring as I said. If you're wondering about this hairstyle, it's just 2 flat twists on the side and then some larger twists in the back. That's it. I just pinned the 2 twists back and that is it. I directly ripped this hairstyle idea off from Lyla over at Fusion of Culture, so I will link her video where she does this style and shows how to do it in the description box if you would like to learn how. But like I said, it's really just 2 flat twists and then some regular twists. There's not much else to it. That's it for this one. I'm tempted to record another video for you guys, but I think rather than immediately get back to going hard in the paint and burning myself out, I'm gonna call it for today, get this edited and up for you guys, and just get back on a more consistent schedule so that I can see you guys more often. That is gonna do it for today, except it won't! Yes, it is time for another ambush giveaway. I did one of these the last time, and I think the only other time I've done a giveaway on my channel. I remember I hit a milestone earlier this year of 25,000 subscribers, which is amazing to me considering, you know, I only do this here and there, part-time. And now here we are just a few months later and I am somehow closing in on 50,000 subscribers. It hasn't even been that long. It really astonishes me how crazily fast my channel is growing, at least to me. The kind of growth I see on my personal channel from a business standpoint, it's, you know, it's pretty modest. But I remember being super excited to hit 1,000 subscribers less than 2 years ago. So it's amazing to me that I'm closing in on 50,000. And because of that, I've decided to do another ambush giveaway. I like doing giveaways like this because it really does let me target my ride or die subscribers who actually watch the videos to the end. You guys know who you are, and I can even like see your little avatars and screen names in my head. I love and appreciate you guys. So this giveaway is going to be a little bit preemptive. It's celebrating 50,000 subscribers, even though I haven't quite gotten there yet. I'm about 6,000 away, just under. But I do have faith that I will get there, and I just want to celebrate. And I decided to do so by hooking 5 of you up with an item from the Dose of Colors Desi X Katie collection. I didn't mention this when I first did the Get Ready With Me, where I was like trying on the items and stuff. But when I made my purchase, I actually bought some extra stuff. I thought that it would be nice to be able to give one thing away to 5 different people. So here's the stuff. Here's just like the card and everything with their faces that comes in the box. And here's what I will be giving away. I will be giving away 1 of the highlighters in Fuego, 1 of the highlighters in Mírame, 1 of the lipsticks in More Creamer Please. This is the deeper of the 2 nude lipsticks that they came out with. I would say that this one is more suitable for women of color, which is primarily who watches me. So that's why I picked this one. I will be giving away 1 matte liquid lipstick in Sauvage and 1 matte liquid lipstick in Hot Fire. I'm not going to open any of these boxes because I ain't trying to mess with y'all's stuff. But this giveaway is going to be pretty straightforward. There are very few requirements. Number 1, you have to be 18 or over. Number 2, you obviously have to be a subscriber of mine. Number 3, you must be a US resident. Number 4, to enter, just leave a comment below letting me know which item of those 5 would be the thing that you desire the most, the one thing that you would like to get more than the other 4 items. And once I hit 50,000 subscribers, I will select my winner. Unless, of course, it's for some reason taking a dog's age for me to actually hit that benchmark. Like if it's the end of December and I still haven't hit 50,000, which I hope and pray to reach before the end of this year, then I'll just go ahead and pick a winner because I don't want y'all's makeup like sitting around in my apartment. And it's as simple as that. I apologize to all of my international viewers. I do know there are quite a few of you, but it is so expensive to ship things internationally and then they can get lost and it's a whole thing. At this stage of my YouTube income and AdSense dollars, it's just not feasible for me financially to have to ship things all over the world. But as my channel continues to grow, I do know that I will be able to do that down the line. So I apologize for now, but I just say to hang in there with me and you guys will get yours next time around, hopefully, and I'll be like rolling in those AdSense dollars a little bit more to be able to afford that international shipping. But for now, that's it. Those are the rules and how you enter, and I will also leave all that information in the description box. But of course, you guys can let me know in the comments whichever item you would like the most, and then I will pick my winners, and I will contact you to let you know you won after the point I've reached 50,000 subscribers, or like I said, if that's taking way too long, sometime before then, probably in the next 6 weeks or so. That is going to do it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for sticking with me. I know a lot of you guys have been with me since like day 1, day 2. I mean, there's a lot of you guys who have been with me since I was well under 1,000 subscribers, and I appreciate you. I feel like exciting things are coming as I am able to build out my gear arsenal, even though the camera I just got fucking overheats. But yeah, let's continue this journey together, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.
That's a nappy-headed hose there, I'm going to tell you that now.